Callie's getting it. You're so slow. You guys are bums. See how Callie brings it back? Very demure, very mindful, very cutesy. I can't with you, you know? Yes, that's the one. That's the correct ball. That's the one I threw, but Callie brought it back. She's hacking. She's pretending that she doesn't see it and then make Callie go get it and bring it back. Good morning, friends. It is Saturday morning. Kyle was up this morning doing some cleaning before I got out of bed. He's just the best. And then I joined them, help them around a little bit. But now, before I get too lazy, because I'm already almost too lazy, it's already noon. I'm gonna go ahead and take care of my worms real quick, because I was supposed to do this yesterday. Like I said, Friday's warm day, but you know, just didn't get to it. Yesterday was too busy. And all this mess is, boy, all this mess is still here from when I started this project on Thursday night. All right, I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to get done with one hand trying to vlog and do this, but we'll see what I can get a couple shots, but yeah, anyway, let's see. Ooh, there's some grape stem. Little wormies, where you guys at? You guys chilling? So far, I haven't found them back there. Must be deep in there. Go ahead and start with this little handful of stuff. Sift into here and then dump the big chunks back into there. I just realized I didn't record anything at the Christmas party last night. It was all right. It was it's just weird because I don't know. Sorry, the light behind me is probably gonna mess up the shot, but it's weird because we don't really know anybody here. So when we first got there, like, well, especially for me, I don't know anybody except for like a couple of the guys that I've met that work in the shop. So it's quite weird, just like showing up to these events and like not knowing anyone around. Like nobody's even familiar, like not even familiar faces, you know? So when we first got there, we were like, oh dang, like we don't, like where we sit, like we don't really know any of these people. But then eventually we found, like, well, we were chatting a bit with some of, Kyle was at least introducing me to some of his like leadership or whatever, or coworkers, whatever, people he works with, that aren't in the shop, but like higher ups, you know? So just chit-chatted with them for a little bit, and then eventually we spotted like some of the kids from the shop, so we sat all together with them. It's just so strange, just, yeah, not knowing people. But yeah, anyway, the Christmas party was fine. The food was not catered or anything. Like, I guess the group that put it together, they cooked all the food. Like, so it's potlucky, I guess, which is different. Because typically, at least in Aviano, like they catered the food when they did have the party in the hangar. I think one year we did have the party in the hangar, and everyone was like really disappointed because typically, like I said, like the Christmas party is done in like a fancy ass restaurant and shit. And so, but yeah, for whatever reason, our last year they did it in a hangar. But even then, the food was catered. So, but yeah. So anyway, it was fine. It was funny because it was like so much just meat. Like, I don't know, everybody just made smoked ham or smoked pork or brisket, and then there was like a tray of mac and cheese that someone made. And then someone did baked potatoes. And then the rest was like desserts, like cookies and there were a couple pies and some cupcakes and like chips. I was like, did y'all talk about this menu? How did like 6 of y'all all decide to make the same smoked pork or whatever? And nobody thought like, ooh, we need some vegetables. Need some chicken. I don't know. Not everybody eats pork, you know? So I was like, damn, I feel bad for any people who are vegetarians here tonight because there was not a single vegetable in sight except for the potatoes. And if anybody doesn't eat pork, there was not a meat available that wasn't pork. Was brisket pork or brisket beef? I don't know. There was a brisket, I think, that someone made, but I don't know what that comes from. Is it pork or is it beef? Is it beef? I don't know. Anyway, I've never made a brisket. I've never bought a brisket. Yeah, hence why I don't know what kind of meat that is. But yeah, anyway, they did games and stuff. And then some prizes. It was like an open bar. It was really weird because when we got there, they were like, oh, if you're drinking, like, here's a wristband. And I was thinking to myself, like, oh, dang, y'all limited the drinks. Like, you only can get like 1 drink or something. I don't know why my brain processed it that way. Like, well, I know why. Because I think because living overseas for so long, like, where the minimum drinking age is 18. Like, I forget that it's 21 here in the States. And so, yeah, they were giving wristbands to know, like, oh, you're legal to drink. So I was like, at first I was like, oh, like, well, here, Kyle, you can have my wristband because I wasn't going to drink. And he was like, oh, it's fine. I think it's an open bar. Like, I don't, and I was like, oh, because like I said, in my brain, I was thinking like, oh, here's your wristband for your free drink. Yeah, I was going to DD. So that way he could, you know, enjoy his drinks with his co-workers and whatnot, whomever. But yeah, so yeah. But I was like, oh, they need wristbands for kids to show that we're 21 and older. That these youngins ain't out here drinking, because like literally, like I'm pretty sure like almost everybody in Kyle's shop, majority of them are under the age of 21, so most of them cannot drink. It's so strange. It's so weird to me. You can sign up to go risk your life in the military, but you can't have a beer. Like, that's so dumb. So stupid. All right, so I've cleared out most of the top layer, the kind of like dry stuff, like in this area and like over here. So the way I have my bin set up is, in reality, once I start digging in here, what I would hope and like is that this side, I hope to not find too many worms. And I hope that they're actually all majority on this side. So what I do is I feed them in this corner. Usually, depending on usually it takes about 2 weeks to get through whatever food I give them. So about every 2 weeks I feed them. I fed them last week, so I imagine that there's probably still gonna be food here because, like I said, I fed them last week. But I don't know, depending on what the food is, sometimes they do go through it kind of quickly. But I'm going to assume there's probably food here once I start digging in there. But so what I do is now I'm going to take from this side. I'm gonna like get all up in there and take some of this dirt and stuff out, sift it, and you know, throw it in my red bucket over there. And then so I'm gonna clear this out because I don't want them to be over here. And then I'm going to put the kind of stuff that's like old and not that tasty and whatnot back in over here, so that way this is always just like semi-broken down, like old stuff that don't really want too many of the worms chilling in. And then so if I were to feed them today, I would put new fresh food there, and but the current food, that whatever's left of this current food, the stuff that still needs to be broken down, I'd move down to this bottom corner. So this bottom corner is stuff that still needs to be worked on, but they still could use some more food. So then I would put fresh food there. And in reality, like I said, I would like the worms to be mostly on this side, working on this fresh stuff, and not so much on this old stuff, because I want to get the old stuff out. But there's still gonna be worms on this side, because there's these worms, apparently, according to my research, they're fine chilling in bedding, they're fine just chilling in dirt, like they're not super like grubby, and like they're okay with like not having hella fresh food. So there's definitely still gonna be worms over here for sure. But like I said, my hope is that majority have kind of migrated to where the fresh food is. So yeah, anyway, so I would normally put fresh food here, rotate the old food here. This old food that's still here, I would put over here, and then put, yeah, and just kind of like, so I'm just kind of like rotating and moving the stuff as it's kind of processing over to this end so that I can harvest it on this side, if that makes sense. So I'm hoping that the older it gets, older to newer. And yeah, so this is the entry point of the bin. And yeah, I hope that makes sense. Hello, worm friends. Shall I find you? Shall I disturb you? Hello, good morning. Sorry to bother. Ooh, there's a couple in this corner. And I also like to also just check on them, see how they're doing. Do they look okay? Do they look like they're still living? And then also digging around in the dirt over here adds, you know, air and stuff, because they do need air. Believe it or not, they do breathe through their skin, oxygen. Yeah, so like I said, I expect to find some boys over here, but I'm hoping majority are over there. But in the meantime, between time, try to shake y'all up and make y'all mad. Sorry about it. Give me some goods. I feel bad when I do this. They're probably like, earthquake! And yes, I'm not brave enough to touch these with bare hands. People I've been watching on YouTube be all up in there, been barehanded. I'd be like, ooh, that's a no for me. I have like 750 worms, I think. Maybe more, give or take. Maybe more, maybe less. A couple have escaped and died, but yeah, I've purchased 750 worms. I still don't even know if that's enough. I don't know, I might need to get some more. You know, the lady I watch on YouTube, she has, it's crazy when she digs through her bin, there's just worms galore. So I'm like, okay, I think I do not have enough still. All right, working in the midsection now. I've kind of spread it out because I was aerating it a bit, but as expected, there are definitely a lot more worms in this middle section, which is good. I like to see it. I like to see it. I'm just disturbing them. They're so mad at me. I'm sorry, guys. They like dug down. There's I know you guys probably aren't seeing them, but there's quite a few in this middle section. There's a couple in there. All right, so before I put the old stuff back in, let me confirm. Like I said, I think they probably are going to have quite a bit of food left. Don't want to overfeed them. Yeah, I'm seeing quite a bit of food here. Ooh, sorry guys. Ooh, what you guys working on? Oh yeah, they still got plenty of noms in there. And there worms over here working on it? I don't know. Oh yeah, there's some down there. I see some down there in the bottom. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there's some wormy boys. Oh yeah, I like to see this. Quite a few of them over here too. So, probably take forever to get these carrots because I did not break them down. Should have broken them down smaller so it'd be easier for them, but I was too lazy. This was half of a bell pepper. It's definitely getting munched on. Hey, little dude. See, he's trying to escape. See, he just, where'd he go? I just saw him. Maybe he didn't make it out. I don't know. But yeah, now they're mad at me. So I'm just gonna let you guys go back to living your life. Sorry to disturb you. Yeah, you see the little guys are here trying to escape. One of them was all the way up here And then he was like, ah shit, it's light up here, fuck that. And then he went back down. Oh yeah, so now you can see them crawling around a bit on top because they've been disturbed and they're mad at me. But eventually they'll settle down once I get out of here and I'll go back underground.